What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa. In the last episode, we found out that Kirigiri is still living though, and we are starting off the 5th class trial. Things are pretty crazy. Monokuma is tripping, as you can see from the colors in this class trial.
Yeah, no kidding.
We had to convince Hagakure that Kirigiri wasn't a ghost, and now we are getting to see Fukuwa shine as a literary all-star. But,
let's begin.
Yeah, let's get going.
Back into it. A wolf tattoo? Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. Every person with a tattoo of a wolf definitely Fenrir member.
But, you know.
It's all good. So it must have been Iksabu. What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
Did you hear the chokomate?
Yeah.
So cute. Whoa.
Oh, Monokuma.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed, the trial this time is to solve the murder of Iksabu.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a class trial?
No, it means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the... that Iksabu was the mastermind at all.
I mean, but being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
And I do agree.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. She's the ultimate soldier at first.
Yeah.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kirigiri.
Yes.
Kirigiri. That's what you told Naegi, right? So that means Kirigiri got it wrong?
Then, who was she? Who was Iksabu? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
I think it's actually, she only turns up because she got killed.
Yeah. Usually, when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant. Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster, after all. No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Iksabu was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay, we're in the middle of a trial right now, figuring out who killed Iksabu first and foremost. I like the voice acting, it's nice to just sit back and listen to it every now and then. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible. Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait, but remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it, and that means a lot to Togami. I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big old brains. What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body.
Then, one of us killed Mukuro? Iksabu?
Wait, no, there's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all Hagakure. Nope, there are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these student events. I understand why they have Hagakure around now. Why they haven't killed him off.
It's for the people...
It's to prompt the hand-holding throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Iksabu?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Naegi? Who the evidence points to? Just so what we know, there can only be 2 suspects.
Yeah.
Naegi and Kirigiri. Of course, Iksabu and the headmaster. The other one was Toko or Fukuwa and
Genocide Show, and then the headmaster and Iksabu.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You've narrowed it down to Kirigiri and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. I love how he's like, Idaro. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point there was no dead body there. So the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hagakure, Fukuwa, Asahina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right, the 4 of us were trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the 4 of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
are me and Naegi. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so. So So the only suspects now are me and Kitty Kitty. Darn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name. I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing. Are you thinking of raising an objection? Objection! I'm glad you got that. Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Something that might reveal some kind of clue. Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out. Me and Togami can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Okay, but what time did we find the body?
Actually, because the body wasn't in the garden doesn't mean the murder hadn't taken place.
Yeah.
As we saw like with the whole Celeste trial and everything.
Yeah.
The one who saw the body first was Fuko, right? When she went to go get the pickaxe. So what time was the body discovered? At 9 o'clock.
Yes.
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m. since that's when Fuko went to get the pickaxe. Yeah. I remember this little scene.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning. Oh, I wonder if we're gonna have to talk to Genocide or Show at some point.
That's what I was thinking.
Because like when she saw the body.
Yeah.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around...
7:30.
Oh yeah, right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi. The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi.
It's the sprinklers.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sprinklers. Alright, mouse hype. This music is still good.
Yeah.
4 trials later. We've established a time frame for the murders. Oh yeah. This took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning. Who is saying all of these? Hunkity probably. Yup, Naegi doesn't have an alibi for most of that time. Yeah, from 10 o'clock, just random 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock to 7:30. It's more than enough time to commit murder, I think. Okay, so I imagine the 7:30 thing, we click the sprinklers to like indicate that that's like...
Yeah.
There's something that happens there every morning at a certain time. Yeah. Okay, cool. Naegi doesn't have an alibi. I'm just gonna take my time to read all of these. It's just like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7:30. Huh? It's gonna be like that. Makes me think something weird is going on.
What are other consistent statements that we can contradict, I guess? Naegi doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
The only other one is that it starts at 10 o'clock, I believe. We're somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning. Naegi doesn't have an alibi for most of that time. Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30. Like, it's more than enough time to commit murder,
I guess we can try...
I don't know.
I guess we can try it with the first one.
That's all I can really think of. I mean, like... There's definitely...
Oh, make sure it's the sprinklers.
Yeah. It should definitely be the sprinklers, though. Why is it 10 o'clock at night that's being contradicted by the sprinklers?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we're trying to like, contradict the starting point of when the murder could have happened.
Yeah, that's...
Maybe
yeah.
that. Oh, wait. Anyways. Actually, the murder could have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later. And what makes you say that? Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So the body had been in the garden before 7:30. Then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Yeah, it's because we threw a bucket of water on it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fukuwa, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How?
Togumi's rubbing off on her.
Yeah. Are you saying the only mouth down south was wet?
The mouth down south? That's
How dare you spew such indecent words?
No. So shenanigans. I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think that it wasn't the sprinkler, then you better tell us why.
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. Is this just gonna be the analysis? All I have to do is hit Fukuwa with certain evidence, and that should do it. Oh, it's gonna be
like bullet time.
Yeah. Okay. Oh shoot. What is it again? Left click, right click, and tab. I think.
Do you want me to count when there's things?
I'm just gonna. Oh shoot! It lagged. It's like the first time they didn't use. Oh, we have to choose evidence.
Yeah, that's exploded body analysis.
Yeah, I think it is that. Hopefully it is.
Yeah. Whew.
Okay, I was like, oh shoot, I forgot we're gonna have to choose like an ammunition. I didn't even know what the options were. So remember what the body was like after the explosion, you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... Yeah, this.
Yeah.
Well, the body was still on fire, I doused it with water, but only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning. I do disagree with that statement though,
yeah,
Naegi.
But
that means the body
fine.
couldn't have been in there before 7:30 in the morning. But it's Danganronpa. Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Naegi's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Naegi could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you. In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kirigiri. I can't believe they just totally missed that logic.
Yeah.
For a game that's been like so strict on its logic like throughout the entire game.
I mean, she'll bring it up.
Maybe. Kirigiri's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Ikusaba's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kirigiri murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's intense.
That threat though. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh? So you're saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. A trap?
We're this far in the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time, stop wasting energy. You really think your little trick is gonna work? Shut up, you. You got it, boss. Shutting up now. Anyway, Kirigiri, you actually did have a reason to kill her. Huh? She did? She thought Ikusawa was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kirigiri? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Ikusawa wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So that was her motive?
She had a motive and no alibi. Well then, I think it's pretty clear Kirigiri's gotta be the culprit. It's pretty clear that Hakukure's opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm not the only one without an alibi. Naegi's explanation is still insufficient.
Okay, I'm glad that Kirigiri is gonna bring in this logic gap that we noticed. Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the matter happened when he said it did.
Yeah. But what? Are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet. Also the...
Tarp.
Oh, yeah, the tarp.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something in the scene was used to cover the body. Could it have been the
tarp?
Tarp. Are we gonna end up convicting ourselves? That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick.
Doesn't take
You're
much.
right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that takes care of the water.
Small criticism with the game, but the background art is like pretty low res. If you look at those curtains.
Oh yeah. I mean,
it's not the focus.
Yeah.
But you know.
In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place.
Yeah.
In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Naegi just gave us.
True that. Naegi's like,
Kitty Kitty, no!
Kitty Kitty, don't betray me now. Why would Kitty Kitty say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kitty Kitty said, the tarp must have touched the body, right?
Oh, and then there must have been blood on it.
But the body... Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kitty Kitty's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kitty Kitty said. Yo, Naegi versus Kitty Kitty, this is intense.
Yeah.
Are we gonna actually contradict a Kitty Kitty statement?
I guess so.
Yo, I never thought that would happen.
Knife
I should
at
be
the
paying
crime
attention to
scene,
what
body
this
before
is.
the explosion. Probably body before the explosion.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting it wet. So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is the sprinkler got that side wet. But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right? Because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body. Of course it didn't get it. This is what we need to contradict, I think. So of course, sad face, we're going to be contradicting Hagakure. Yet again, there has to be a clue hidden in the tarp somewhere. The question is, what evidence do we use? Body before the explosion?
I think so.
Alright, cool. See what we can do. The side of the tarp. I think it's the last one that we want to contradict.
I agree.
Okay, cool. Hype! Right on the first try. Get that A. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Also, something worth considering is if the tarp were on the body, around the area where the blood is, the knife being protruded could have prevented the tarp from getting on the blood.
That's true.
But I don't think the game's gonna go that far.
Yeah.
Togami said it himself, not to touch it or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it. Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it. If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything. Yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
Yeah.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know, they could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Yamada did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood right there in the garden.
They got blood right from there in the garden, which must mean... Chickens! Chicken! Could have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4. Someone cheated me out of some nice chicken breast.
I feel like that's what Asahina would say.
So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed
up. Oh my gosh, how could I? Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it, yeah.
Oh my god, you're so right.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
I think that was a really important comment she actually just made in the passing. Like, I wonder if they had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be seen walking around. Which is, like, pretty important.
Yeah.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then cover the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree. That certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
And then put the coat on afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, to hide the bomb.
Oh.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
It was on backwards. I think so. Wait, no, the head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves. Then,
oh,
sorry.
It's okay. Then that settles it. Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what? Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later at the same time, the killer was gathering up the tarp. They pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull that all off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off? That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult. They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Asahina, after you met up with Naegi in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on? Oh no, I headed off to the gym, and Naegi didn't show up until later. Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
Did Asahina go immediately to the gym?
I think so. She's like, I'll wait for you there, and then we headed after her.
Okay. That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kirigiri's reasoning is sound. Naegi's alibi is inadequate. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kirigiri trying to entrap me? I just don't understand. Narrator.
Whoa.
This guy's dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Naegi's alibi is no good, so once again our suspects are him and Kirigiri. For serious, man, which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin, 50-50 odds. Oh my goodness.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that.
So janate.
I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there, out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
We gave it to Naegi. The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through from front to back. So, what about it? We gave it to Naegi, so Naegi's even more screwed.
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered. Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it?
Oh my goodness, we can't let Fukuoka you, that's for sure. We don't know what you might do.
I don't want it anyway.
So what to do?
Why don't you hang on to it, Naegi?
Maybe? Kirigiri's been trying to set up Naegi intentionally throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
Huh? Me? And then, like, in the middle of the night.
We gave to Naegi.
Maybe in the middle of the night, Kirigiri came for the...
For the knife, but she knew that since it was in his room, he would be the one suspected.
Yeah. Pretty intense. Anyways.
And she would be smart enough to do all those steps so that...
Oh, without a doubt. Like, that is far from, like, out of the picture.
Yeah.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier. Yeah. Then why did you hide that fact? It's not that I hid it, it's just... I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her. Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Naegi. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Wow.
Considering everything up until now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer.
I honestly don't know how he can prove it.
Same. Let's see. I feel like we're gonna have to appropriate something.
Yeah, agreed.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Naegi. It really was. Or it really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that. If he did have that knife before, then... Of course, how could I? Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer? Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? That's the problem. So there's no question. Do we need to... What's it called?
Stab.
What a horrible man you are, Naegi.
I wonder if one of the... Is
Monokuma file? No. I also don't think... but it wasn't the explosion also, though.
Yeah.
I was afraid of that. I feel like we're gonna need to appropriate something.
Agreed.
That seals it. Naegi did it. Say I had the knife once. Automatically makes me the killer?
Oh, this one?
Yeah, probably gotta acquire this. Getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. Stab, stab. What a horrible man you are, Naegi. Okay.
One of the earlier statements?
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't a later statement.
This is true.
Alright, so which one is the real question? The knife was found lodged in the dead body. What? That's strange. This one. He did have that knife before then. That seals it. Naegi did it. Now Naegi's gonna talk.
Two statements.
Oh, there are only two? Huh. Oh, interesting. Try to contradict it with itself. What else shows that the knife didn't kill?
I mean, I guess we could try...
Oh, there's no way. What could we show here? Anybody was found, trying to sniff the dead body.
I think we appropriate and contradict within the two statements.
Yeah, probably. I don't really see it yet, but... Oh shoot, we already missed the first one too. Stab, stab.
Do you think we appropriate the first one and contradict the second one?
I don't really see it, but I think that's what we have to do.
Okay.
So, might as well give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
not
maybe it's the other
it.
way around.
Okay. Alright, then we'll try the other way around. That face. Missed the stab steps.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. Ready.
No!
Oh, so we do need to use one of our pieces of evidence. Our truth bullets. Okay. Let's just think about this.
Okay, let's look at all of the pieces of evidence again.
When the body was found, fragments near the dead body.
That's the bomb.
Might be the exploded body analysis. Body before.
Body before the explosion? Maybe? Because you
Body
wouldn't be able
before
to
the
see anything about the head.
explosion. The knife went all the way through. Exploded body analysis.
body before the explosion and getting
I
stabbed.
think we need to contradict the second one regardless.
Yeah.
So might as well give it a go.
No!
What is going on outside? It's also a pretty funny response from Hakakure. Sorry about the background noise, but we'll clear that up soon. Think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction there somewhere.
I don't know. Okay.
Body before the explosion and exploded body analysis is what I think it could be. Yeah, I think it's got to be at least this statement that we contradict. It's Hakakure. It's more likely we're gonna have to contradict him.
Oh my gosh.
We'll try this again. What else do you think it could be? Body analysis, body before the explosion, the disguised dead body. Maybe that.
Maybe, but
Maybe that's why they added it to our truth bullets. That's all I can think of.
there we
That's
go.
it.
God, that was annoying.
Yeah, no kidding. But anyways, we're going to see how that logical relation was there in the next episode. If you guys are enjoying this trial, be sure to let me know. And yeah, hopefully we can figure out a bit more and make things a bit clearer than they already are in the next episode. But until then, this is Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.
Danganronpa.